My name is David Izogo, and together with Anita, we co-founded JusticeSure. My experience at McKinsey kind of exposed me to how structured and systemic systems can kind of benefit businesses and institutions. African businesses struggled with fragmented systems. The inventory that they keep are fragmented, and all of this kind of lead into loss in revenue, like audit trail not being maintained, among other things. On the long chain of that, you have operational chaos that just makes a business not to be compliant. And so we thought that we could build a really structured solution, an operational infrastructure that then help business to kind of structure the activities of those businesses. And that is what has given rise to JusticeSure today. Myself and Anita, my co-founder, we kind of met on a broader systemic issue that borders around building fundamental infrastructure that powers the economy. And we were focusing on healthcare, but of course that is also a business of its own. So for the next 50 to 100 years, I think that the companies that will matter in Africa are those that are able to build trust and structure into the system that we have. We are trying to build an operational infrastructure that guarantees trust, transparency, and provide the infrastructure that businesses kind of need to run their operation in a trust and compliant way. Because that is what is going to make the difference in Africa and in the world at large.
Before I get started, I just wanted to share. You know how you feel when you always want to be in control and predict the outcome of whatever you do, even before you get started. Now put yourself in the shoes of an average African SME who does not know how to control, predict the outcome of their business operation. And that is where Kontrol by JusticeSure kind of comes in. We are the operational compliance engine that is going to power the next generation of African SMEs. What we are building is the business operating system for SMEs, where cash flow and compliance will be in a loop instead of being treated as different systems. My name is David Izogo. I'm an ex-McKinsey, Cambridge PhD, and the co-founder of JusticeSure. So today, I'm going to be sharing the over a decade of experience that I have building, operating, and supporting businesses across Africa and globally. And in those days, at my time at McKinsey, I've seen firsthand how fragmented operations, how your poor accounting, as well as very weak visibility, continuously and repeatedly damage businesses. And when you come to Africa, the story is even more tense. What we've seen that is the major problem is that most African SMEs are operationally blind. Sales happens, money moves, but visibility is completely missing. And that's because your inventory and operation are completely fragmented. And the outcome of that is that you begin to see revenue leakages, frauds that you cannot track, tax exposure, and a complete chaos with your operation. You just cannot build a successful, compliant business on a fragmented operation. And that presents a very huge opportunity for us to tap into. Today, less than 5% of 39 million SMEs in Nigeria do not have digital infrastructure to power their businesses. And that has created about 5 billion opportunity for us to kind of feed into. Existing tools today are starting from accounting, and they are typically built for large businesses. But for us, we are starting from operation, and we are building for SMEs. We give them the tools that help them to get paid, manage their expense, and then the transaction record that comes from that then feeds into the operation data that then begin to power the taxation, audit, and compliance that goes with it. So one insight that have informed our approach is the fact that we realize that SMEs across Africa do not buy compliance first. They buy control over their money. And so we are capitalizing on that to then start entering the market. 2 months in, and the market is already responding. We've already onboarded about 32 business locations today, and on month-to-month, we are growing by our revenue by almost 400%. The team that are kind of driving this have a combined 22 years of experience building, operating, and supporting businesses across Africa. And I think that the system that wins in Africa is going to be those systems that will bridge cash flow and compliance to ensure trust, transparency, and structure. And that's exactly what we are doing at JusticeSure. Thank you.